The pictures of disasters that have visited the country over the years, repeatedly and unfortunately in some cases predictably. In some instances, solutions have not been put in place and fixing it when it's broken, the modus operandi.
We always have in our budget an emergency fund of 5 billion shillings, meaning what we have always anticipated, things like drought, things like floods, earthquakes, this fund is always available. We have never, as a government, estimated this level of spread and size of emergency.
The emergency the Cabinet Secretary speaks of here is the COVID-19 pandemic, which has presented an unprecedented pack of problems, from healthcare to fading livelihoods and on to limited or no access to basics. This has led to the numerous calls for support for the vulnerable, even by the government, calls which will go on.
And we hope that you don't mind if we become those people who are always coming around for seconds.
The state has sought to allow for pooling of resources through the Kenya COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund, which has raised just under 1.3 billion shillings in cash and kind. But will the implementation start soon?
But at the same time, government is unable to respond quickly, largely because they need for the new fund that has been created for COVID-19 to be approved by Parliament before they can start to fit in money and also to approve how to spend that cash.
The pandemic is increasingly exposing the shortcomings of the country and its management and bringing to light gaps in decision-making. For instance, the debt situation, which has been a point of concern for a significant part of the Jubilee administration's reign, leaves Kenya in a sticky situation if more resources are to be channeled into an emergency fund. This is linked to Kenya's spending being far greater than its income, meaning that there is less money available to attend to the emergency.
Government obligations to pay debts may override, may suddenly overwhelm how much resources are available, and that means that the flexibility of the budget is reduced and you're not able to shift budgets from one side in order to use them for the emergency.
Creating an emergency fund for Kenya is solving one problem by creating a debt problem. And once you create a debt problem, the only way you can repay debt is either borrowing more or taxing the population or taxing the economy, which will lead you to reduced income and reduced disposable income. The
public wage bill has been a steep climb, whose flattening has proved to be an even steeper one.
And one of those weaknesses that we have is the huge cost that we have of running government, both levels of government, because majority of our budget goes to paying recurrent expenditure. With strained resources and less than ideal systems, a great deal of adjusting will have to be done, and it will be uncomfortable.
It might mean even reviewing the reallocation of funds. It might mean delaying or postponing some development projects.
Is the country running on empty? Yes, we are running on empty, and we've been running on empty for quite a while.